Hey, Ty.
What's up, Tomer?
How you doing?
Good.
I don't need to ask the question today. I'm good. Thank you.
Okay,
Well,
good.
is everyone good to go?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then I was taking a look at some of the numbers. You guys are sort of bottom third in free throw attempts and middle of the pack in 3-point attempts. I'm curious, do any of those numbers concern you? I know you guys have had a high-powered offense, but do any of those numbers concern you at all right now?
We definitely want to attack the basket more. I think we're in the bottom half as well as rim attack. So we definitely want to get to the basket, get into the paint. But we got to take what the defense gives us. And so, I think a lot of teams doing, with our 3-point shooting percentage, I think number one in the league, they're not leaving guys as much as they did early on in the season. So we're taking more, in between pull-up twos and then we did early on in the season. So, it doesn't concern me. We got to take what the defense gives us. And we got guys who can post. We got guys who can get to the basket. And we got guys who can shoot threes. So whatever team is doing that night is what we have to take advantage of.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tomer. We'll go over to Andrew.
Sorry about that. Hey, Ty, I know you said, and Kawhi and PG even said that you guys still have a long way to go from where you want to be at, but you've won 5 of 6. Obviously, you beat the number 1 team Friday night and with a record. I guess, how would you describe just the confidence of this group right now?
We have, good confidence. Like I said, we still have a long way to go, offensively and defensively. Things we need to get put in, things we need to understand and try to do. But I like where we're at. To be able to win games and not be fully where we want to be on both sides of the basketball is good. And as long as we continue to get, guys healthy, that's the most important thing of going down the stretch of the season. And that's what we're trying to do.
And then with Terrence, he's kind of now that second guard off the bench. Obviously, you talked about what you like about what he's been able to do the last 2 or 3 weeks, but do you feel like between him and Luke, is that something you go back and forth on, or is Terrence kind of that guy right now in that spot?
Depending on the matchups of who we playing, I think it goes back and forth. I had a good conversation with both of those guys. And it's going to be on a night-to-night basis, just who we're playing. And, we need Terrence's defense and energy, or we need Luke shooting and playmaking ability. So both of those guys understand, and you can't play 11, 12 guys in this league. So just got to stay ready.
Thank you.
Thanks, Andrew. We'll go over to Miriam.
Hey there, Ty. Just want to follow up on that. You talked about when you had that conversation with Reggie and sort of how understanding he was about it. How's Luke been with that idea?
No, he just said anything you need from me, Coach. I'll be ready. And he understood. I thought Terrence Mann and Reggie have done a great job where guys have been out. And Luke didn't do bad as well. But, right now, like I said, with him and Terrence, it's going to be a game-to-game decision on what we need on the floor, and then we'll go from there.
Thanks, Miriam. Go over to Law.
Good afternoon, Ty. Last game against the Nets, the trio, if you will, Harden, Durant, Irving, they got to the line. They made every free throw. That was a factor in a close win. It's just James and Kyrie, but how does your approach? What is your approach basically to try and keep those guys off the line?
With James, it's tough. He initiates a lot. He's always sweeping through with his arms and hands, flailing to get fouled. But we want to just make him, work for everything he gets. And like I said, we want to, when he penetrates, we want to keep our hands high, chest on, so he can't get the sweep through and the sweep under free throws, get to the free throw line. And but they're tricky players. They're going to get to the free throw line. They put so much pressure on you offensively that, you're going to foul some. But the biggest thing for me is just not give them easy baskets, easy layups, easy threes when we miss an assignment like we did in the last game, and not fouling those guys when they're going up for 3-point shots and put them on the free throw line and give them easy free throws like that. So they're going to make tough shots. They're tough one-on-one covers. We know that. So we got to guard by committee.
Thanks. We'll go to Farbob.
Hey, Coach, one of the common things I've seemed to hear from other people playing the Nets is that they play a very unorthodox style of defense. And I remember Paul George said that as well, and I think LeBron said it. What did you see from that first matchup that you thought was a bit unorthodox that you feel a bit more prepared for this time around?
They just switch 1 through 5 when Jeff Green's at the 5, and they switch 1 through 4, and they drop an ice when DJ's in the game. But, matchups you think they wouldn't switch, they do switch. And it makes teams stagnant. So if you're not taking advantage of the switches and the mismatches, then sometimes you get hurt by that. But if they're going to put point guards and small guys on Kawhi and PG, we have to take advantage of that, making the right play for themselves or their teammates. So we just got to get to it quick and not get stagnant by doing it.
Thanks. We'll go to Cam.
Hey, Coach. Obviously, you got Harden and Kyrie to kind of worry about, but will you talk about what Josh brings to the team?
Joe Harris,
yeah.
Just a shooting ability. I was fortunate to have him in Cleveland, for a year when Coach Black was coaching, and he got better. As time went along, he got better and better. And when he moved away from us, I had a lot of conversations with Joe, even when he was gone, about just keep working, keep being prepared, and you're a player in this league, and you see where he's at today, and his shooting ability really makes him a different team. When he's on the floor, when he's making shots, that's when they kind of blow games open, because now you're so worried about Joe Harris. Now Kyrie, KD, and Harden are getting downhill, getting into the paint, getting anything they want offensively.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Cam. We'll go over to Kahari.
Hey, what's going on, Coach? Even at this stage in your career, do highly competitive games like this still give you a rush or an excitement or something to look forward to, even though I know that you guys treat every other game like another game?
Yeah, it does. You just want to kind of see where you're at, kind of see what they do, what gives us problems, and when you're playing really good teams, they seem to try to exploit your weaknesses. So you want to see how good teams play against you, what they try to do, what they try to go at on their offensive end, and what they try to do defensively as well. So it always gives you, as a coach, it always gives you information on what you need to work on and get better at. So, disappointing a little bit that KD's not playing, so you can get the full Brooklyn team and what they're going to do and how they want to attack us. But it is what it is.
Thanks. We'll go to Justin Russo.
Hey, Coach. Good evening. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing well, sir. Thank you. With Brooklyn's ability to basically go small by starting Jeff Green at center, essentially, what problems does that present to the defense? Because you don't want to kind of overhelp on Harden enough to give up like corner threes and stuff. So can you kind of walk us through the problems that creates?
It's a big problem. I think Jeff shooting the ball at an extremely high clip, around 44% from three. He's able to put the ball on the floor and attack bigs. He's able to switch 1 through 5 as well. So he's very versatile. He's a lot like our Nick Batum of being able to do, different things offensively and defensively for that team. So I had Jeff in Cleveland. I love Jeff, one of my favorite guys. And I'm just happy for him that he's playing well.
Thank you.
Thanks. Go over to Joseph.
Hey, Ty.
How you doing?
Hey, Ty. So kind of piggybacking off of what Law talked about, even with Durant out, Brooklyn has 2 all-world shot makers. How do you even game plan for guys?
Cut out.
Joseph, can you repeat that, please? You cut out.
Well, I kind of heard part of it, but you can't game plan for, guys who make tough shots. The biggest thing for me is just making them work, like Pat Beverly did with Donovan Mitchell the other night, the last 2 nights, just making them work. And great players are going to score the basketball because that's what they do. But we can't gift them points out a 3-point shooter, or missing an assignment, leaving those guys open for threes, or letting them get easy layups at the basket because we make a mistake. Those are the biggest things you have to worry about when you're dealing with guys who score the ball so well.